Hello again to all my sensational friends out there, and welcome back to Mag's Frags, your go-to spot for all things fragrant and wonderful. Today we're going to be sniffing out another 6 copy fragrances from the Perfume Parlour. So if you love indulging in luxurious perfumes but your bank card says otherwise, then you're definitely in the right place. And just before we get into what's made it into today's little haul, I just want to share a little bit of festive joy early for you and just let you know that the kind guys over at the Perfume Parlour have recently provided me with a unique discount code, which is exclusive to Mag's Frags subscribers and visitors to the channel. This means you can now get 10% off every purchase that you make site-wide, whether you're a new or an existing customer, and it's no longer just for first-time purchases. You can take advantage of this by just simply using code PAUL10 at the checkout, and I've also included a direct link to their website down in the description if you do decide to treat yourself to any of these little aromatic wonders today. And for full disclosure, it is an affiliate code and I do receive a small commission every time you use it, but it doesn't cost you anything and you'll save yourself 10% on all your orders whilst supporting the channel and helping me to bring you some more free content in the future. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to talk about today goes by the name of Fidelity, and the Perfume Parlour code on this is 1852. This is a copy of Changing Constants by PENHALIGONS, which is a warm, sweet and comforting scent that's absolutely perfect for the colder months of the year. And from the first initial spray, you're going to be greeted with a playful and spicy blend of pimento and cardamom, and it's like taking a first sip of a spicy chai latte. It is warm and spicy, and those welcoming top notes are like the host of a party, just setting the stage for what's to come. And as we move into the heart of the fragrance, it's all about indulgence. There's a sweet and almost sinful caramel note that's drizzled with a hint of salt. I think kind of a salted caramel in a bottle. It's a real treat to the nose, and it makes you just want to keep going back in for a sniff after sniff. Then for the grand finale, the base notes. Firstly, the tobacco is not overpowering. It's that rich, almost leathery comfort that's so familiar yet refined. Cashmere adds a velvety muskiness, and the vanilla is like the bow tie that just ties everything together, and it's sweet but not too sweet. It's a stunning, luxurious smelling fragrance that I'd be happy to wear myself, and this Perfume Parlour version mimics Changing Constants perfectly, and it basically it's like a mirror image of the original in terms of its scent accuracy. The performance is also pretty stellar, and it lingers on skin for hours, just kind of whispering its sweet and spicy story throughout the day. But it's not a huge projection that's too heavy and cloying, so it won't annoy the people that are around you. I always like to start these haul videos on a positive and talk about one that I particularly enjoy, and this is a real beauty to wear on a cold, dark night, and an absolute must to place on your next Perfume Parlour order. Okay, so next up is one that goes by the name of Wooden Chips, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 0991. This is a copy of Jo Malone's A Shot of Oud Over Mango, and this basically does exactly what it says in the name. It starts out with a playful burst of juicy tropical mango that brings a sweet, luscious fruitiness. But this is tickled by the mischievous spice of black pepper, and it's a really unique and interesting introduction with a bit of a summery vibe about it. As the fragrance settles down, the gentle freesia floats in from the heart, just softening all the edges of the black pepper with its kind of subtle floral airy freshness. It's like smelling white sheets that are fluttering in a wispy breeze. But the real magic happens when the base note begins to unfold. Oud, which is a rich, deep and undeniably sophisticated note which brings a velvety depth, and it just transforms the initial tropical brightness into something a touch more mysteriously alluring. The oud doesn't overpower the scent, and overall it's a very well balanced fragrance with mainly a fruity floral character. It's a unique aroma with the most surprising combination of notes I think I've ever seen in a fragrance being blended together, but oddly enough it really works. This is one that I haven't actually tested side by side with the original, so I can't comment on its accuracy, but in terms of performance, It's really long lasting with a pretty potent projection for the first hour or so, and it will get you through a full day without the need to reapply it. Okay, so the third one in today's haul is called Delicate Deer for women, and the Perfume Parlour code on this is 1494. This is a copy of Petite Cherie by Goutal Paris, which is a retro fruity floral perfume that was first launched back in 1998. The top notes in this are pear, peach and grass. In the heart we've got rose, Edion and lilac, and the base notes are vanilla and white musk. Okay, so this one opens up bright and playful with the pear and the peach notes producing a burst of fruity sweetness that's undeniably mouth-watering, while a whisper of freshly cut grass kind of sweeps through and just adds a touch of a green accent to the introduction. It starts out clean and fresh, and to my nose smells like a fruity shampoo or a shower gel. There's a floral fantasia waiting for you in the heart of the scent with an elegant rose blending with a hint of Hedion, which is a derivative of jasmine, and there's also a dash of lilac, so you've got yourself a heart that's fragrant, soft and delicate. The base consists of a creamy dollop of vanilla, which kind of just cozies up with the clean, soothing white musk, and just rounding off the experience with a comforting, sweet finish that's really pleasant and inoffensive. This has got more of a youthful scent profile that older women might find a little bit juvenile, but there's nothing to dislike in here, and it's a versatile casual perfume that's really easy to wear on as a daily driver. The performance isn't quite as good as some of the others in the haul, and in my opinion it probably works best as something like a gym scent or a work scent when you just want to smell fresh and clean for an hour or two without drawing too much attention to yourself. There's absolutely nothing to dislike in this one whatsoever, but it maybe doesn't wow me quite as much as the first two that I've just spoken about. Okay, so just before we get into the final three, I'll also let you know what fragrance dusts I picked up in this haul to scent my home with. If you've not tried these yet, you're missing out big time because they're absolutely amazing. You basically just pop about a teaspoonful of this fragrance dust into a tea light burner and pop it under a tea light, and it literally scents your whole house. Then when it finally stops releasing any aroma, usually after about 3 days and a few tea lights later, you just basically throw the dust away without any mess like you'd get from, say, wax melts or fragrance oils. They're available in any scent that the Perfume Parlour creates, so you can have any of your favourite perfumes as your signature home scent. I personally think that Jo Malone's scent profiles work really well as room scents, so in this particular haul I picked up one called Scrumptious with code number 1028, which is a copy of Sweet Almond and Macaroon. Then there's one called Fruit and Lotus with code number 0845, which is a copy of Fig and Lotus Flower. Then this one called Comifora Bean with code number 1713, which is a copy of Myrrh and Tonka. And finally this one called Sweet Bliss, and the code on this is 0190, which is a copy of English Pear and Freesia. These cost about £8 to £10 each, and a tub will last you weeks if not months, and once you try them I guarantee you won't ever scent your house any other way. They're super strong and probably smell stronger in the air than any of their extract sprays or their EDPs. Okay, so the next EDP that I picked up was this one called Blossoming, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 0142. This is a copy of the original Love by Chloe, and this one came out in 2010, which I think now's gone discontinued. It's a floral woody musk that opens up with a flourish of orange blossom and a mild spiciness from the pink pepper. But this one is all about the heart notes with its concoction of wild purple florals including heliotrope, iris, hyacinth, wisteria and lilac, which kind of just combine with the powdery notes and the musk in the base to produce a dry, powdery floral aroma that reminds me a little bit of those Parma violet sweets with the chalky texture. It's a really pleasant and likeable scent with a soft, classy elegance, and I think it'd suit slightly more mature women in maybe their 30s and 40s, but it's far from being an old-fashioned smelling scent, and in my opinion, younger women could pull this one off quite easily. It's a soft, comforting aroma. It's about as inoffensive as you're ever likely to get, so it'd make for a perfect work or office scent, or one just to wear casually during the day. It's very feminine, and this Perfume Parlour version captures the essence of Chloe Love to perfection. It has a soft to moderate projection and lasts maybe 6 hours or so before you'll need to reapply it. But it is one of those perfumes that you can just afford to give yourself a few extra sprays without the fear of annoying anybody or choking them out. I personally really like this one, but I'm a bit of a sucker for any fragrance with a prominent powdery iris note in it. So this is right up my street, and something I'd really enjoy smelling on a woman. Okay, so just 2 more to go, and the penultimate one today is called Regina, and the Perfume Parlour code on this is 1203. This is a copy of Queens by Bond Number 9, which is perhaps a touch more unique and quirky smelling than some of the others in today's haul, and the Perfume Parlour's tribute to this sophisticated original is pretty much spot on. Right from the start, the top notes of juicy tart blackberry, the warm cardamom and fresh bergamot make a bold entrance, creating a blend that's both refreshing and a little bit spicy, similar to like what you'd get from a fruity cocktail with a bit of a spicy kick. However, it does have a fair bit of perfumer's alcohol present from the initial spray, so just give this one 5 minutes or so just to evaporate before going in for a really close sniff. The dry down is a blend of strong, sweet tuberose that always commands attention, alongside a rare champaca note, which is a warm, heady floral note that just adds an exotic touch. The osmanthus produces a delicate apricot-like undertone that bridges the top and the middle notes. There's a nice ambery sweetness that comes through from the base, from the benzoin and also the amber note itself, as well as a mild animalic muskiness. This version by the Perfume Parlour does a great job at capturing the essence of what makes Queens by Bond Number 9 so special without breaking the bank. It's a scent that feels really fancy and complex without being too complicated or too difficult to wear. If you love the original but need something a bit more affordable, or if you're just looking to try out a luxurious smelling scent for the first time, then this could be a great pickup. It won't be for everybody though, that's for sure, and like I say, it is a bit more out there than some of the others, but a good one to try if you are actually looking for something a little bit different. And finally, one that I briefly mentioned earlier when I was talking about my fragrance dusts. This is called Fruit and Lotus, and the Perfume Parlour code on this one is 0845. And as you may already know, it's a copy of Fig and Lotus Flower from Jo Malone. This is a simple, uncomplicated perfume that opens up fresh and aquatic with lots of the lotus flower, which produces like a watery, refreshing aroma that will remind most people of either melon or cucumber. The fig adds a touch of ripe sweetness, but it's nowhere near as prominent as what you'd get in something like Fico di Amalfi from Acqua di Parma. And for me, this is dominated way more by that lotus flower note. You do also get a gentle vetiver from the base that adds a mild green accord, and overall this is a super clean and fresh scent with a dewy, fresh out of the shower vibe that makes the fragrance sparkle. It's an elegant aquatic floral that's not at all overpowering, but just hangs in the air with a grace that's hard to ignore. It's perfect for the spring and summer months, and it just has a peaceful, tranquil character. In terms of staying power, I've noticed that it holds its own for a good number of hours with a nice moderate projection that will definitely get you noticed without being too overpowering. It's not going to cling on from dawn till dusk, but it's decent enough, and at this price point, at just like £14 a bottle, it's no biggie to give yourself a few extra sprays as and when you need it, just as a little top up. Okay, so in summary, if I had to pick 3 from these 6, I'd say that the Changing Constance copy, the Chloe Love copy, and the Shot of Oud Over Mango copy are my personal favourites from this haul, even though the other 3 are all still great. But it's not really important which ones I prefer, because we all have different tastes, and you might prefer a couple of the others. It's more about just kind of testing them out for yourself, and my job's just to try to describe them the best way that I can, and hopefully 1 or 2 might sound interesting enough to inspire you to try them out for yourself. So just have fun discovering your next new signature perfume. And if you've made it this far without clicking away, I have got a bonus honorary mention to give a shout out to, which is this one, and it's called Fireball with the Perfume Parlour code of 0868. And this one is a copy of Meteor by Louis Vuitton, which is a unisex fragrance, but this comes under the men's section of the Perfume Parlour catalogue, so you might just not stumble across it in a general search. But it's a stunning, juicy citrus aromatic that's perfect for women to wear, and I think this is one of the best smelling ones in the whole Louis Vuitton collection, and it's definitely well worth picking up in your next order. It's a superb blind buy. Okay, so that's it for today's Perfume Parlour scent journey, but I've got plenty more of these haul videos coming up between now and Christmas, so keep your eyes peeled for them. Also, if you found the video useful, please don't forget to show some support and give it a bit of a like, and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I also do love hearing from you down in the comments section about which Perfume Parlour fragrance if you've tried and really enjoyed for yourself. And your suggestions often inspire my next review, so definitely keep them coming. And as always, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. Stay safe, keep smelling delicious, and I'll see you soon for another one. Bye bye for now.